Good morning, everyone. This is Kevin Fernandez with L2 Mindset. Love yourself, lead yourself. My coach sent me a book a couple weeks ago, maybe a little longer than that, but I just started reading it earlier this week and I finished the book. And it's a very, very powerful book, which I want to share with you today. And I want to share some of the lessons that I learned from that book because I believe that it can be very, very beneficial for you in your life, but also in your business. And the book that I'm talking about, I don't know if you have heard about it, or have listened to it, or read it, but it's the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements. It's a very, very powerful book, and it's not that difficult of a read. I think it can be read in like a couple hours tops. But the Four Agreements is one of the most powerful books that I've read so far this year. So thanks to my coach, I found that book. She sent it to me, and so I'm very, very grateful for it. And so if you haven't read it, if it's not part of your library, I would go ahead and order it right now. Get it on your Audible, or order on Amazon and get the physical copy if you want of those, or Kindle, whatever you need. But I strongly recommend that you get the book. I'm going to give you some of the lessons that I learned from it. Um, in a short the short time that we have this morning, but I strongly encourage you to just get the book so you can get all of it and study it like over and over and over. So the Four Agreements, right? This is a book that it basically replaces agreements for beliefs, right? And it shares a story that I found very, very powerful. And it talked about a young girl who was extremely excited in her house, and she's happy and singing super loud, and she's just so excited. Her mom came home from a long day of work, and she was like stressed out. She wasn't feeling well, and the more her daughter was singing around her, the more annoyed she became, again, because she was having a hard time at work that day. She was having a rough day. And so her daughter has all this energy and positivity and just excitement in her, and she's just singing out loud. And then in one moment, like, her mother snapped at her and just told her, like, you sing so ugly, like, please stop singing. And in that moment, that little girl made an agreement with herself. She bought into what her mother told her. She believed what her mother told her, which most kids believe what the adults tell them, right? So that's why it's so important that you're so careful about what you speak to others, especially young kids growing up. Their mind is like a garden that is so fertile, like ready for seeds to be planted, and they take root, especially if they love you and believe you and respect you. So you have to be very, very careful about the seeds that you plant in their mind. But again, so this young girl bought into what her mother told her in that moment. Now her mother loved her, right? That's the thing. Like, her mother loved her. She didn't mean to damage this girl. She didn't mean to do anything wrong. But at the end of the day, sometimes when we're upset, when we're letting outside circumstances derail us from what we know to be our best self, or what we know we need to do, we let our emotions sabotage us. We snap and we say things that we didn't really mean, or that we wish we could take back. And unfortunately, a lot of times you can't take back what you say. And so it's super important that you are very, very careful about the words that you use, which takes me into the first agreement, which is be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. So, what does that mean? Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love, right? Be impeccable with your word. Like, make sure that you're speaking life. Make sure that you're speaking what you want, that you're speaking positive things into others. Are you leaving others with a feeling of increase? That is one of the biggest, like, one of the most common denominators I see among successful people who are likable, is that they leave others with a feeling of increase. Whenever you come across them, even if it's for 5 seconds or 30 seconds or 2 minutes, however long you get to talk to them, you come across them, they always leave you feeling better than when they found you. So are you doing that for others? And that's a learned behavior. That's a learn that can become a habit. Just because you're not doing that right now, just because you haven't done that before, does not mean that you can't do that starting today. It might be out of your comfort zone. If you're not doing it currently, that means that it's not in your comfort zone. You're not programmed for it right now. But you can start programming yourself by just showing up. The next person that shows up into your life, make it a point to leave them with a feeling of increase. Let them feel better than they did when they came to you, when they first showed up. Because at the end of the day, we all have battles that we're going through. We don't know what other people are going through. And so if you want to make a difference, it's as simple as just being a light when there's so much darkness around, right? Like, can you speak life into others? Can you compliment them? Can you find a genuine thing that you want to compliment them? Because it's not about being manipulative or making things up. It's about like finding things that you truly appreciate about this person, things that you're truly grateful for, and just saying it, right? You can be grateful about somebody all day long and appreciate them, but if you don't say, like, you're not making that difference for them. Like, leave them with a feeling of increase. Talk about it. Like, hey, I appreciate this about you. Thank you so much for doing this for me. Thank you so much for helping me with this. Thank you so much for being who you are, whatever it is. Hey, I love your style. I love your outfit. I love how confident you are. I love how you are genuinely like yourself, right? Like you don't try to fake who you are. You show up as you are everywhere you go, right? Like, find something that you appreciate about someone and just compliment them. Make them feel better. You that is just something that everybody should make a habit out of. The second agreement, don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions of others and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So again, sometimes because of wounds that we have from our past, right? We get triggered and we think, oh, this person did this because of me. They try to hurt me. They try to do this to wrong me, right? Like, and we live into this story, this narrative that we keep telling ourselves. And in reality, that is just giving us suffering, nothing else. It's not helping us. It's not helping anybody else. Like, don't take things personally. That is so simple, yet it's so missed by so many people. We are so emotionally tied to our story, and sometimes of victim story. Like, oh, this person did this to me because of that, and they're trying to hurt me, and these people don't want to see me succeed. And like, I'm not saying that every single person out there is going to support you and wants to see you succeed. But at the end of the day, when you take the mentality that and your focus is on people don't want to see you succeed, people don't want to help you, people just want to hurt you, all these things, like, you're becoming a victim. And with that mentality, you're never going to win. You're never going to win with that mentality. Absolutely never going to win with that mentality. So don't take things personally and focus on creating a positive story, a positive narrative that you can live into on a daily basis. The third agreement, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. So don't make assumptions, right? Goes back to creating a positive narrative in your mind. Sometimes you might see somebody in public and you think they looked at you and from afar, and you think they saw you and they kept walking. They didn't say hello. They didn't wave at you. They didn't come over and say hello. And in your mind, you can start thinking like, oh man, like, how rude are they? Like, are they mad at me? Like, did they not like me anymore? Why did they just keep walking without saying hello? And again, you're just making up this story in your head. You're making assumptions that don't serve you, right? Because you're going down the negative path. Another way to look at it is maybe they didn't see me, right? But again, like, instead of making assumptions, why don't you reach out to that person and he said, hey, listen, I saw you here and there with now. You probably didn't see me, but anyway, I just wanted to give you a call, say hello, and whatever. Don't make assumptions, right? Give them the opportunity to say, "Oh yeah, no, for sure, I didn't see you, man. I wish I could have seen you. Let's get together sometime." Whatever it is, right? But don't make assumptions. When somebody does something that you don't like, don't make assumptions that they did it to spite you, to mess up, to mess with you, to hurt you. Like, don't make assumptions. You just never know. Give people the benefit of the doubt. And when you doubt, just ask. Just ask. And don't assume that people know what you want. That's a big one, right? Sometimes we think like everybody around us should know what it is that we want. We just assume, oh, because they know me, they should know that I want to do this, I don't want to do that. And you assume everything, and then you get mad at them because they did something that doesn't align with what you want, but you didn't say what you want. You just assume that they should know, right? You think they're going to read your mind. So, how can you be successful in life as a husband, wife, leader, business owner, whatever, if you think that people are going to be able to read your mind, if you don't express yourself, if you don't communicate clearly about what you want, you need to stop making assumptions. That's a huge one. And the last agreement is always do your best. Always do your best. And again, I said this is simple stuff, but it's so misunderstood at times. So one of the biggest things that hit me when I was reading this book and reading about always do your best, it said your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Right? That's the part that really hit me because I'm so hard on myself. Like I have extremely high standards, and that serves me a lot of times. It helps me a lot of times, but a lot of times it doesn't serve me, right? So I have these extremely high standards for myself, and I feel like, hey, in order to be successful, like I have to be at this level every single day, every single minute, every single hour. I cannot have a minute off. I cannot feel negative. I cannot feel and again, like that is not realistic. Like we're gonna have off days, we're gonna have off hours, we're gonna have off minutes, whatever it might be, and we have to understand that depending on the season of life that we're in, the moment of life that we're dealing with, our best is gonna shift. Our best is gonna shift, right? Like if I'm coming back from an injury, I'm not gonna do as well like on the bike or on my runs or whatever it might be, right? If But once I recover from the injury and I get back to top shape, like boom, now my best is going to be a lot better, right? If I am going through a season where, maybe somebody's going through a divorce or somebody's going through a health situation, maybe they were diagnosed with something tough to deal with, or maybe they had a significant other pass away, or just something deep has happened in the life that has affected them emotionally in a deep way. Your best in that situation, in that season, is going to be different. It's going to be different, right? Like if you are focused on your business and you're giving your best and you're giving your all, and then um so you learn your family's expecting another child, or you have another child, and now it's like, okay, now priorities have shifted a little bit, right? Because I want to spend more time with my family, I want to spend time with my kids. And your best in business is going to look different because now you have different priorities. So again, it's so important that you look at this on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, however you need to look at this, but just decide every single month, every single quarter, like what is it that I want? What is it that I'm going after? What does success look like to me in this season of life? Right. And just do your best. So again, I'll go over the four real quick just to remind you in case you just join us, missed something. But number one is be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Don't take anything personally. Again, people don't do anything because of you. It's just a reflection, a projection of their own reality. Um, Number three is don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Stop thinking that people are just going to read your mind and know exactly what it is that you want. You need to ask for it and stop making assumptions. And number four, always do your best. So I truly believe if you implement this simple 4 agreements into your life, into your business, you're going to have a lot of success in your life, in your business. It's going to be night and day what you can accomplish by this 4 simple agreements being implemented into your life. So I hope this was helpful to you. I will see you all next week. And again, this is Kevin Fernandez with L2 Mindset. Love yourself, lead yourself. You'll have a phenomenal week. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.